Hello, Divine Sunshiners. I pulled some cards today about the energies that I am feeling.
Where we are. The Divine Masculine is having growing pains about really truly having to grow up spiritually and mature. These are the tests that you've already had before. These are the tests that you kind of maybe failed before. These are the tests that saying, hey, this is the moment you've been prepared for. Now let me see how you're going to be able to handle it now. Clear. YouTube channel. All right, see you in a few. Benefits. So the story is still from your ancestors. It's still stored in your body.
Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago.
Hello, good morning. This is Divine Sunshine and welcome to Divineunisouls 11. I am coming on here just giving their energy update just for what's going on for the weekend. And Spirit just told me to come on so I could just kind of inform you about what's going on with self-union, what's going on with the divine masculine energies, divine feminine energies. So welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. And if those of you all that's been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you for being here. Make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to this channel so all this good vibrations can get out there to the collective. All right, then, got a new view because again, most of the time I get inspired in the morning and I have my PJs on. So, and I don't feel like being on camera right now. So now, as we start off here, we have here starting off community. So what's going on now for the overall energies for that is about connections. How are we connecting with others? How are we connecting with ourselves first? Also, as far as unity, how are we bringing this trinity, this 3 here to a 7, which is a spiritual completion of coming together. As I can saying, come together right now over me. So again, how are we going to come together? These pieces, like puzzle pieces, I'm saying, coming from the east, the west, the south, the north. How are we going to have these 3, the body, spirit, and mind? How are we going to get them to come together? Or spirit, soul, and body? How are we going to be able that trinity to come all together? And it's really about getting a foundation. Now, it's one foundation that's a little bit more poignant. This one looks like to me it's growing. So if I would turn it this way, that means the divine masculine energies, because this is the one that's on the right, is growing right now. Is some growth there. The divine feminine energies here, that means in the spirit, it's about getting some clarity and just like clear where there's no growth here because it's just being, it's nothing to succeed to because it's already firmly founded. It has a firm foundation here to be. You could also, I'm getting a fork and roll, you could also look at it is if for some of us there is a clean slate, that means being a sovereign being, or also there's a potential for growth there too. It depends on which one. But however, I see a butterfly over here, which means that you have already transformed, so there's no need for growth. So this is how the divine feminine, this is really in union and straight balance. Remember that again, as us being spiritual beings having a human experience, as a human being, we're going to always be growing. We're going to always be learning lessons because this is Earth. I say this all the time, and Earth is about this is a teaching planet. This is a school planet. We're always going to be educating and learning at all times. So that's the overall energies for that. When we're talking about divine feminine energies, for the divine feminine energies, right now we're talking about contracts, soul contracts. So that means in us, in our thing, we're trying to really get back in line with our unity. What really is getting in alignment or the union of our soul, what it has said, our agreement as far as that, making sure it's going balanced. Now right now for the divine feminine energy, she's kind of going about this without it really having any kind of firm direction. So she's got to go through this like blind, like faith. Faith is knowing that is the possible for the unseen, and not even going off of what you know and what you see. So right now there's a void going on in the divine feminine energies, and what that means is about what we're observing. Divine feminine energies represents what we observe, how we are, how we be. And in that beingness, there's no markers right now. If we'll be honest with ourselves, and some of our divine feminine energies, it's like I just feel, I just know, but there's no thing of solidifying as to where am I going. I just going off of feeling. My GPS of my heart is telling me, but I don't know. And so for some, it might cause a little anxiety. I know that even with myself as well. So to me, when I look at here, it's in the meantime with these books here stacked here, it's about really truly just getting you some knowledge. Get you some knowledge in the meantime so you can ascend. Notice how the books are stacking. So some knowledge could be also, again, by reading certain things, getting self-help books, maybe journaling, anything that's about writing something tangible too, as well, to get some understanding is one way of looking at it. Maybe also seeking help, seeking counsel as well, so you can get some more knowledge about yourself. So we're at this time. Some of us, when we're talking about contracts, I'm looking at this as number 6, which is about love. Some of us in our divine feminine energies are really truly looking at and seeing that, hey, something is not really aligning right. And there might be even about, if we're talking about in a 3D actual contract, maybe a work contract, a marriage contract, a business contract with a partnership, or a actually home contract. In your divine feminine energies, you are really feeling like in order to have this unity, you might be really going back again and looking at anything that's contractual, that has a contractual base in the 3D, and really saying in your divine feminine, checking it within yourself, saying, okay, does this resonate in my soul? Does this resonate in my heart? Do I want to really continue on with this? Because in order for me to have true love in this, a true love for this where I'm living, a true love in this job that I'm in, a true love for this business contract, I might need to kind of rethink about it, because I'm feeling there's a need for a shift. This is what's going on right now in the divine feminine energies currently, in that. Also, we got this, which is the angel of balance in reverse, which means we are moving into that energies again, just like I said, where we want to have balance. And in order for us to have this balance, is to me what's popping off on this card is how the pyramids is in the background. So the pyramids here is about the past, which to me is, again, we got to get in that driver's seat, and we got to really truly leave the past in the past. This is a new year, according to us. Some of us are trying to bring some of that old stuff into now. And there is, like I say in my class, my 7 deadly sins class that I have course, is that, you can always, find the good and the bad into any sin that we have, that we're talking about, whether it's lust, where you really, really want it, like it's really in your desire, in your body, you want this. And then that's good. You should always want fire, like fire and desire. That's what I used to do. But when you get to the point of use them and abuse them, that's where it gets wrong. When you get to using and abusing about the lust, that's where you're off. So at this time, it's all right to have that desire for your mate. It's all right to have that when you feel it within you, like this business, I can feel it all in my bones and my DNA. This is what I really actually want. That's fine, and that's why I say you can have a balance. When we're talking about the things in the past is good. The past is good because it shows you of your errors or your ways. And sometimes some things, like I was saying in the classroom about something, I think I was doing a workshop with my teachers and stuff, and I was like, sometimes these old foundational things are good. We were talking about round table discussions, and we don't do that anymore. Now we have moved into the point where the administration is always telling us something all the time. And I was like, them days where we used to go and talk to each other and bounce off ideas, and talk about what are our best practices. And we led the discussion. Were really good, and we had that on the time of our strike there too as well. And so that is why, not a strike, our work pause, let me correct that, here in Chicago, because I'm a Chicago teacher. And so that was something that we need to go and revisit. Those are foundational things, just like we were saying about teaching kids about information. We have to do it over and over again with this new generation, and beforehand they were telling us no, not to do that. But kids need exposure to things over and over again. And that same thing like we're saying in foundation. Sometimes them old skills, those things what might be written in the Bible, or what might be written in that just philosophies that they have been handed down by family, or idioms or things like that, or old colloquiums or isms and things of that stuff, are pretty good. Those are foundational principles that don't change over time. And so then, like they used to say, what absence make the heart grow fonder, and that's what separation in some ways, when we're talking about even now in the twin flame thing, it is good, because that gives you a chance to let your heart reset itself. Maybe at this time you might have gotten to the point that you in the twin flame have exhausted all lessons, all things that it has been, and you're like, okay, I'm tired of trying to show you, and they're saying I'm trying for you to accept me. And then at the time, then you feel like, hey, maybe a pause would be good, and that's where the separation comes in. So you can go and learn what you need to, and then when you come back, you're like, oh my God, you're new, they're new, and then there goes the heart growing fonder, resetting itself, saying again the desire, moving back into that want, that strong need. So again, that's what we need to look at, is saying about what thing in the past is good, what things in the past I need to kind of leave alone. So we truly have this balance, because I'm looking at this lamp here. So a lamp unto my feet, where I can be able to truly see the direction that I need to go. We need to find balance. We need to leave those illusions, which is represented by the moon back there, alone. Okay, and really move into the energies of intuition and awareness. So that's what's going on with the divine feminine energies right now. I see a 4 and an 8. The 4 means to be able to get grounded. The 8 means a rebirth in this understanding of angel balance. At the same time, together, that makes a let's say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a 12. So we move it into divine order by us being able to get this balance. 12 represents divine order. Okay, and there. And so again, that's how you get in divine order, because you rely on your intuition and your awareness, so you can be able to have that unity. Okay. All right, for the divine masculine energies, what is it for them? Divine masculine energies here, as far as us in our doing, in our being, and standing in our authority, we're looking for right now getting everything under the sun. So we have again, to me, when I look at this reminds me of that card that says about self-love. Again, and in the middle of it is the feminine energies, which again is about in our being and what we're observing. We're observing and really making sure that we intentionally are looking for everything that is good, everything that is really saying, hey, I'm enough, I have everything. And so in this here, being in the center of that, we need to practice having self-love. We have the sun here too as well, which is the sun is supplying and the source of everything to be able to grow as well. That central sun to me represents source, and how source is helping to, I'm looking at all this growth here, this on this card as well, and being surrounded by, I see a baby there, so there's a new birth. Something going on. You got a horn here, which to me again is about how we sounding off the alarm on things that no longer serve us. And then I also see a book. There goes that book again here, what I talked about, which is gaining knowledge at this time. And then also I see here, it looks like a vessel where you're pouring out things, almost like the Aquarius energies, and it's golden. Really moving into that 3D of that newness, of creating a new dimension that you're moving into. But you know what I also see when I look at this? This looks like Aladdin's lamp, which lets me know that in some ways we are able to get everything that we want, our wishes and dreams. fulfilled. And that's what it means to be able to have that. From that self-love, this being and this observing and set forth the intentions, you're the center of it all. So the divine masculine is feeling like, again, it's two ways. I'm getting a fork in the road. The divine feminine energies is the center of what they feel in order for them to have everything underneath the sun. It starts with, again, what's in my soul, what's in my spirit, what's in my divine feminine energies, how I be. It helps to determine about how I'm able to have everything underneath the sun. The divine feminine energies also in the 3D is the driving force. It's the center of that self-love. It's the center of that love cup there too as well. And so in order, everything else like a spoke, like a wheel, gets the forward movement of having all of these things. Because again, if he's centered on in the 3D of focusing in on the divine feminine energies, they're able to have all of this. But again, that's also in order to have self-love, to have everything, you got to concentrate on the divine feminine energies. And then in the 3D, you got to concentrate on the divine feminine energies in order for it to have that. This is from again, the divine masculine energies. Okay, so now that is what is going on with the divine masculine energies. And so just at the end, what is it that Source wants us to move into and work on as a whole? We got to watch this here. Some of us, again, we're dealing with this attachment things. And that's what we got to move into the energies of dealing with. What are we attached to in the 3D? What is it that we're attached to that's making us to continue to be in our falsehood, not showing up like we should? This is wearing a mask, but also tied down to something. So again, let's say if it's the job here, what is it that we're trying to lie to ourselves, say, I'm fine here, but we at the same time having a hard time waking up and saying, I hate this place. But, it's like, but it's a job, it's money, I got to go in there. That's, again, is tied into that 3D belief system. Again, what is it in a marriage? Again, you acting false. This is not really truly where you want to be. But again, how are you tied to it into the 3D ideas or beliefs about it that keeps you tied in it? Well, I'm here for the kids. The kids need to have a mom and a dad. So I'm going to stay right here because I'm the provider and I don't know what my kids would do if I would leave. That is something, again, what are we tied to? Again, maybe wanting to move to a new house again. You're lying to yourself. Well, I'm happy here, but you're saying it's so many things. This break down, this other stuff break down. What is it being tied to? Well, to really be able to up and move it to a new place, I got to gather all this junk. And my Lord, that's a lot of stuff getting together. I got to throw stuff out to go someplace new. They say it's kind of hard for me to do that because I already got this place, but now I want to sell it. How am I going to do that? That's 3D belief systems that are keeping you tied down to the 3D, which you want to be able to. She's looking up. She wants to get rid of that mask because she's lying to herself. So this is all right now, the things in which, again, Source says they want you to work in, and you got to move into that energy. So really looking at detachment, how you're attached to this, bringing to me about your childhood. How is it about things that's happening in your past that's still holding on and acting like a ball and chain. So these are things in which, or in order for you to really move into where your space or where you need to go into, you need to check in and see what are you attached to. Because again, this is a number 5, because when you get into that, you'll be able to create really true change according to Source. Okay, all right then, that is it. I just wanted to come on here and give you a current energy about what Source wants us to actually look into and what we need to change together. All right then, as always, and remember, again, they want me to stress this to you. Remember, again, we have moved out of the dynamics of believing that one of our counterparts holds one of the energies as far as divine feminine or divine masculine energies. Understand the ultimate is for us to be able to have mastery in both. Understanding how we need to shift in and out of both energies, divine feminine and divine masculine energies. It's all about energies. Energies is just like gas. If you talk about in physics, it only goes or liquid. Let's say liquid. Liquid is only able to hold the shape of the container. So whatever you pour into, as far as that divine feminine, divine masculine energies, as far as that situation, which is the container, is what it will actually shift into. So again, if the divine, you're in a situation that calls for you to be a divine masculine energies, you will shift into that. If you pour into a situation that is a divine feminine energies that's needed in that, you will pour into that. So again, ultimately, we want to be able to be like formless, like gas particles, where it's just like, I'm just one with it. There's no judgment, there's no being, there's no nothing. I just am, and it doesn't matter about what energies I'm shifting in, because that's my state of being. And so that's what we need to move into and understand that. And even when we get with our partner, we'll understand how to shift and flow into those different energies, and not be just defining that, okay, now I'm operating my divine feminine energy, okay, now I'm operating for my divine masculine energies. It's just a flow, okay, of energies, just like gas, and just like liquid, like water, which is spiritual. Water represents spirituality. And so whatever that the situation it calls for, if your divine masculine's got to shift, if your partner has to move into divine masculine energies, you could do that. If you feel at that moment in that situation you need to shift it to your divine masculine energies, or both of you all need to shift it to divine masculine energies about a situation. That's why I say it's about the flow. It's not about the one thing, okay? And so we have to constantly kind of move ourselves out of that, because right now what spirit wants us to move into is not the feminine, it's not the masculine like it's a competition. It's more so just a state of being, okay? All right then, if you're interested in getting a reading with me, make sure you go to Divineunisouls11.co so you can be able to get some more info about your situation. If you're interested in getting a past life regression session about what they talk about the past and how some of the patterns that are going on in your past are blocking you for your now and your present, make sure you go to AshantiWellnessCenter.com as well. All this stuff and information is found in the description box below. Make sure you go in there and you read and see about how you can be able to get your needs met by whatever services that I am supplying to you. All right then, tonight we'll have the Playground Experience. Make sure that you check it out on the Playground Experience channel. Majority of the time I have it on the community tab, as far as that we are live, or so you can be able to get the link that's going to lead you straight to the video, because I know a couple of people say sometimes it's hard, they don't show, they don't notify. And so always make sure you come to my channel, Divineunisouls11, so you can be able to find that as well. We got good content. We talk about it almost like the talk or like the view, where we have 3 experts about the twin flame on different aspects of the journey, and we talk about topics from our different various viewpoints. So make sure that's Kathy D, April Williams, and myself. So make sure you go and check that out too as well. That's going to be tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, which will be 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And so check us out as we talk about different various topics. All right then, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated. Thank you for finding me too, and stay ascended. As always, love you. Until next time, namaste and namago.